Dowager Lady Chia, Madam Wang, Jialin, Ping-er, Xian, and the others indulged in tears with keener and keener anguish. They hung between life and death. Mrs. Zhao alone was the one who assumed an outward sham air of distress, while in her heart she felt her wishes gratified. The fourth day arrived. At an early hour, Bao Yu suddenly opened his eyes and addressed himself to his grandmother Zhao. From this day forward, he said, "I may no longer abide in your house, so you had better send me off at once." These words made Dowager Lady Zhao feel as if her very heart had been wrenched out of her. Mrs. Zhao, who stood by, exhorted her, "You shouldn't, venerable lady, indulge in excessive grief. This young man has been long ago of no good. So wouldn't it be as well to truss him up and let him go back a moment sooner from this world? You'll also be thus sparing him considerable suffering. But if you persist in not reconciling yourself to the separation, and this breath of his is not cut off, he will lie there and suffer without any respite." Her arguments were scarcely ended when she was spat upon by Dowager Lady Zhao. "You rotten-tongued, good-for-nothing hag! What makes you fancy him of no good? You wish him dead and gone, but what benefit will you then derive? Don't give way to any dreams, for if he does die, I'll just exact your lives from you. It's all because you've been continuously at him, inciting him, and urging him to read and write, that his spirit has become so intimidated that at the sight of his father, he behaves just like a rat trying to get out of the way of a cat. And is not all this the result of the bullying of such a mean herd of women as yourselves? Could you now drive him to death, your wishes would immediately be fulfilled. But which of you will I let off?" Now she shed tears, now she gave vent to abuse. Jia Chang, who stood by, heard these invectives, and they so enhanced his exasperation that he promptly shouted out and made Mrs. Zhao withdraw. He then exerted himself for a time to console her by using kindly accents. But suddenly, someone came to announce that the 2 coffins had been completed. This announcement pierced, like a dagger, Dowager Lady Zhao to the heart. And while weeping with despair more intense, she broke forth in violent upbraidings. "Who is it?" she inquired. "Who gave orders to make the coffins? Bring at once the coffin makers and beat them to death." A stir ensued, sufficient to convulse the heavens and to subvert the earth. But at an unforeseen moment resounded in the air the gentle rapping of a wooden fish bell. A voice recited the sentence, "Ave, Buddha able to unravel retribution and dispel grievances. Should any human being lie in sickness and his family be solicitous on his account, or should anyone have met with evil spirits and come across any baleful evils, we have the means to effect a cure." Dowager Lady Zhao and Madam Wang at once directed servants to go out into the street and find out who it was. It turned out to be, in fact, a mangy-headed bonze and a hobbling Taoist priest. What was the appearance of the bonze? His nose like a suspended gall, his 2 eyebrows so long, his eyes resembling radiant stars, possessed a precious glow. His coat in tatters and shoes of straw without a home, rolling in filth and a worse fate, his head one mass of boils. And the Taoist priest, what was he like? With one leg perched high he comes, with one leg low. His whole frame drenching wet, bespattered all with mud. If you perchance meet him and ask him where his home, he'll say in fairyland, west of the weak water. Jia Chang ordered the servants to invite them to walk in. He asked the 2 persons, "On what hill do you cultivate the principles of reason?" Worthy official, the bond smiled, you must not ask too many questions. It's because we've learned that there are inmates of your honorable mansion in a poor state of health that we come with the express design of working a cure. There are, explained Jia Chang, two of our members who have been possessed of evil spirits. But is there any, I wonder, remedy by means of which they could be healed? In your family, laughingly observed the Taoist priest, you have ready at hand a precious thing, the like of which is rare to find in the world. It possesses the virtue of alleviating the ailment. So why do you need to inquire about remedies? Jia Cheng's mind was forthwith aroused. It's true, he consequently rejoined, that my son brought along with him at the time of his birth a piece of jade on the surface of which was inscribed that it had the virtue of dispelling evil influences, but we haven't seen any efficacy in it. There is, worthy official, said the bonds, something in it which you do not understand. That precious jade was in its primitive state efficacious, but consequent upon it having been polluted by music, lewdness, property, and gain, it has lost its spiritual properties. But bring now that valuable thing, and wait till I have taken it into my hands and pronounced incantations over it, when it will become as full of efficacy as of old.